an E60 BMW. It's a 2-litre diesel, and it's had quite a few problems with it regarding the steering angle sensor and also the DPF. Now, I've managed to sort everything out already, but I'm going to go through with you everything that I've done and how I've repaired it. Hi all, sorry for the change of scenery, but I'd lost some footage, that's why I'm updating you like this. Give you a bit of background. This was actually a customer's car that came in, and it had a steering angle fault, DPF problem, it was stuck in limp mode, and it had some various other things. Now, I've taken the ownership of this vehicle. It is my car now, so everything has actually been repaired on this vehicle, but I wanted to show you systemically how I went through of actually repairing this car. So what I did was I had to find out exactly what the problem was. So firstly, the steering angle light would come on. It would go light at first, and then it would go stiff. So it wasn't seeing something, and when I plugged it in with a reader, it would come up with things like the angle would be 1944 degrees off, which isn't really possible. Other things was that it couldn't see it would say plausibility for the steering angle fault in the ABS and in the engine management. So I then decided that I would put a good used one in there, and I was aware that I had to code it, so I put a good used one in there, and it would then came up with more problems. Now I've put another one in there, and now that's worked, and the steering angle fault has disappeared. So what you're going to be seeing is me taking out the one that works and putting it back in again and recoding it, so you know what you have to do. The machine I'm going to be using is an ms908, an Autel ms908pro. We've recently acquired it, so it's going to be handy to use, and I'll be soon to be using it on various other machines to see what it can do. Please enjoy the video, and it's going to jump straight into me probably taking a battery out of a car. Okay, thanks very much guys, bye. Right, before you do any kind of work on anything to do with the airbag system, always disconnect the battery. I've already done this once before, so I'm just rerunning through what I've done and how I did it. Now, obviously, you'd have to disconnect it from the back of the car. Make sure you undo it correctly, not like me. It's a 10mm bolt, and you just lift it off and hide it down the side down there. Make sure you've got plenty of room down here, because on these ones sometimes you might have an electric chair. So my ones are actually manual, so I can push these back if I wish. Now, what you'd have to do is make sure you can find the small hole which lives under there. If you can see it, I've just got the torch on it there. Next, get yourself a suitable screwdriver so you can stick through the hole and push up. There is a small metal bracket that you have to press, and if you didn't see that, and then you'll be able to remove it, because there'll be the two small pops that allow you to bring it out. Next, carefully disconnect the small connector which is inside, if you can see that there, and draw away the airbag. Next, you'll be presented with another connector and an earth, so remove them. And also a 15mm bolt. Undo this. Next, you will see that it has a small notch there and an arrow, and it has actually got a cutout of where it goes on the splines there, and it can only go in one place. Remove the steering wheel, and there's a casing here you can remove as well. This here is the same thing that I have down there. So what you have to do is remove 1, 2, where is the other one? 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. And all this will come out. There's 2 connectors underneath there you have to remove as well. I'll show you them. Okay, so you have this yellow connector and the black connector as well. The yellow connector is a little bit tricky to get out, you have to use a screwdriver, and the black one is just a push clip, and that should just come out like so. The yellow one, as I say, is a bit tricky. Oh, this one can come out with my finger. So there you go, that comes out. Now the unit is free to come out with the 6 screws. Let's do that. Right, okay, now so all the screws have been removed and this can come out. And there it is, it's off the car. Okay, so now the refitment is, well, as I said before, this one actually works. So I've already repaired this, I just did it for the video to show you what exactly I have to do. So you have to put it back on and make sure it's centered. Because there's these there's tabs that these click into. So you've got, when you actually put it in, you can see these here, and it actually centers it onto this metal bracket. If you put it angled sideways or whatever, it won't work very well. And also, it messes up how it sits on the steering rack, the column. Sorry. So make sure it's centered correctly. Okay, when you're happy with it to go, what I normally do is I will move it and it will stay in one place, and then when you screw it back together like crisscross, so then you know that it's going to be tight and secure. This top cover here has a tendency of moving, and what it can actually do is push this up. So then you think it's straight, but it's actually not. So be careful of that. Like I said a moment ago, it nearly caught me out a moment ago. This top cover here wasn't quite sitting over here. I thought it was. I pushed it around and it wasn't actually centered. It's very easy to think it is, but in actual fact it clicks in, and now that's nice and solid. So it doesn't want to move. I haven't screwed it in yet. See, even I still get caught out. So. And I've done this quite a few times already. Now I'm going to put this back together. You don't really need to see me take it, put it all back in again, because you just saw me take it apart. So I'm going to put it all back together, and then I'm going to show you the program inside of it all. Right, okay, so I've put all that back on off camera, and now I'm about to go and put the battery back on, so then I can reprogram the unit and show you what I did with the Autel machine. Okay, that's that. Okay, once it's been done, I will plug in the Autel dongle into the OBD, and then boot up the Autel machine. This is a genuine machine that I purchased from an Autel dealer. Well, actually I bought it from our local parts supplier, and they get in touch with Autel and they get it for us. So first of all, we'll let it boot up, and this is what you have to do every time you want to go and add a module to a BMW, by the way. So Because this one's already been programmed to the car, I'm going to do it again because it won't actually cause any problems. At least then you'll know what you have to do. So we have to go to diagnostic, and you can search the VIN, auto detect, and it will find you the bit it needs. This might take a while. Right, so next you have to go to programming coding, control list. Ooh, didn't see that one there. It will ask you which one you want to put in. So sleds 2, that one there. And then you go to coding. It will ask you a bunch of information and say execute measures. And you have to make sure you're connected to the internet for this as well, so OK. OK. Turn off. OK. Oops. Forgot to put the charger on it. Put the charger on it now, just going to wait for the voltage to go up. Slowly. Okay, so you press OK, and it starts coding the unit. And that's it, all done. So now what we will do is we'll go to diagnostics, and then we'll read some codes, see if there's anything there. No codes found. Do a live data test, steering angle sensor, and then what you want to see is currently it's 8.6. So what we will do is that we will actually in fact do a quick adjustment of steering angle sensor. Nope, is that the one? Yeah, it is. Alright, so we click that. Make sure the steering wheel is at the straight ahead position. We'll do it visually. This one currently is. That's about it, yeah. As you can see, it's about there. And then you come back to the machine, and then you should press OK. Turn off ignition. Insert key again, ignition on. Ignition off. Done. And that is it. That is all you have to do with the steering angle. If you've changed your module, this module here, if you don't remember it, that module there, that's what you have to do, unfortunately. If you get a used one, or even if you get a new one, you still have to program it in. So if you enjoyed this video about the steering angle fault that I had and how I've done it and what I had to do with the Autel machine, because I'm going to think about doing some more videos in regards to what the Autel machine can do, because we get a lot of vehicles in here. It'd be a good thing to see what it can read and what it can't read. So if you like that, like, share and subscribe. Before I go, I'm thinking about doing a DPF fault video on this same car, because this does have a DPF fault. I did mention it earlier on. If you want to see that, let me know in the comments. Yeah, thanks for watching.